We're going to talk today about the BTC dominance chart. Why is it so low? Hi everyone. If you're new, subscribe, bell button, leave a like. Easy really, right? Now, as you know, I like to talk about the BTC pairs, the dominance chart as well. You can also do this for Ethereum, but we're going to stick to BTC for this because Ethereum is a part of this game as well. Now, there's a little bit of a problem here. Now, let me explain it in simple terms. The BTC dominance is a overall index of the strength of BTC, right? So if you have your BTC pairs, if you get the price of it in terms of Satoshis, multiply that into some sort of USD value, essentially, it is your altcoin value, right? Sometimes when a BTC crash happens, your BTC pairs don't really get affected much because that's your underlying asset, whereas your USD pairs will get absolutely slaughtered due to that because it's derived from that price point, right? So when we look at the dominance chart right now, it is currently quite low. It's roughly, as I see on the screen, 40.69% roughly on the TradingView chart. It's quite low, right? Now, if you've been paying attention, some of your altcoins may have been doing incredibly well in the BTC pair. Therefore, you are growing your Bitcoin value, essentially, of your overall portfolio. It's where wealth is. It's separation of money into wealth, as in more BTC your portfolio is worth, the more wealth you've actually kind of amassed with a store of value. This is where it goes on to another leading point. On Twitter, a lot of people talk about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. I think that's very, very, very possible. It's going to happen because it's maths, right? You got about 10,000 different coins on the Ethereum network versus one, right? The Bitcoin network is literally miners and people versus projects because obviously BTC can't do smart contracts. Funny that. Now, anyways, moving on. The question that I want to propose to you, and if you want to put this in the comments, you can. Would you rather hold BTC or would you rather hold Ethereum? This is where this video is going to take a little bit of a turn. I keep seeing people who are not holding Bitcoin, right? But they are holding Ethereum. However, I remember back in 2018 when I did this as well. I moved my BTC stash over to Ethereum, got slaughtered in the market because we are going to look at risk reward. Risk reward is at the moment looking, I would say sketchy. If you are looking to convert, this is a key word here, convert your Ethereum into, no, your BTC into Ethereum, sorry. You should be going the other way. And I want to use this video to explain it, risk management and all that kind of good stuff. Because I think people are getting too excited about Ethereum when the risk to reward now, at the time of me speaking, is getting less and less, in my honest opinion, not financial advice. So let's look at it. Right, let's start. So let me just explain a little bit before you go a little bit worried about what I'm talking about. The lower the dominance would indicate one thing and one thing only. You're growing your portfolio. Basically, your BTC values will be growing. If it's going up, it will be getting lower. Lower, lower, lower. So that would indicate lower Satoshi values, better buying opportunities in the BTC pair. Therefore, you better grow your wealth, buying low to high. Same with the Ethereum chart, right? The Ethereum dominance is the same sort of thing. The higher this goes, essentially the lower your Ethereum is worth in your portfolio because essentially Ethereum is, outperforming essentially most of your coins, essentially, right? So sometimes you may find you're in an altcoin and the Ethereum dominance is flying. If you wanted to cash into Ethereum, it's probably not worth it. You're probably better off going elsewhere. However, if the USD pair is doing all right, you can obviously cash it into USD. Bit of common sense, right? So when we start looking at this, and I've mentioned it before, if the bear market does come around the corner in the next coming months or so, you're going to see that a lot of the wealth going out of altcoins into most likely three things: stable currency, BTC, and Ethereum, right? People are talking about the flippening. I've already mentioned it before previously. I think it will definitely happen, but that's the element to it. What will happen in the bear market? Will Ethereum keep its dominance? I don't know. I think not, personally, but that's my personal opinion. I think BTC, the store of value, will always remain kind of key for that. But the narrative right now is what? Metaverse, NFTs, DeFi, stable currencies, all kinds of good stuff, making money, which is why it's a bit different this time, right? But it's always good to pay attention to this. So if BTC goes on an absolute rocket and it booms right up to that 86k level, which I think it will do eventually, we may get a little bit of interest. However, that being said, even if that does happen, I think the narrative of the search engines and how the media is kind of portraying Ethereum right now means that people will still want to buy Ethereum. Now, I've mentioned it before, risk to reward, right? I'll be honest with you guys, I don't see why people want to ape into this. We're nearly at all-time high levels right now. If we go to 0.1 BTC per Ethereum, it's only a 14% move. Is it really worth the risk? Probably not, no. I think it's better off going the other way. I think if you've been holding your Ethereum right now and you want a bit of BTC, I think it's a great opportunity to sell. I really do. Look at it. Like from the start of the year, you're up 2x. I mean, you got to think. Well, let's just look at reality here. What about if you've been holding Ethereum since $100, right, or $200? Let's just say when a BTC was about 5k. You've not just made Ethereum, boys and girls, you've made a lot of Bitcoin in that time period. And I can basically go like this. If I just put this downwards a little bit, let's just say from May 2020, that's like a 4 times your money. And if you think BTC was what, $5,000-$6,000 back then? Do I need to explain that to you? No. So it's all about the art of profit taking. Now, this is where I think it's going to get interesting too. What about if everyone starts taking profit? What about if everyone thinks, well, I'm done with that now. I want to secure the bag. I still think, and I know people disagree with me, Bitcoin is king because of what it is. I just think it is. It holds its value better. It's a bit more robust, and ultimately has better scarcity. Bottom line, right? That's the thing. There's still always going to be room for you to grow elsewhere. However, I don't think it's worth doing it in Ethereum right now. I think it's better off taking profit from Ethereum into Bitcoin if you are holding Bitcoin or if you are holding Ethereum for that matter. Now, not everyone does. Everyone, in my opinion, I find this very, very strange. A lot of influencers don't actually hold any Bitcoin. I just don't get it. But that's my personal thoughts. Anyways, bear market. I think it's very, very risky because of the past. If we look at the previous bear market, right, this is what happened. We were much higher and we dropped a lot lower. Yes, this can go much higher, by the way, and I'm saying risk to reward, but I do think you may be better off going a little bit lower to get a bit more risk to reward if you're looking to grow your BTC. But that being said, if the bear market comes and this happens again and we melt massively, you're going to lose a lot of money. Simple that. So don't be aping into this right now. Certainly if you just zoom out and look at the overall picture here, I think it's a bit too much gone. Personal thoughts, which is why the dominance chart of BTC is low, which is why the Ethereum dominance, is relatively high for obvious reasons. Now, when you look at the Ethereum pairs, just to go over this a little bit, you're going to notice that a lot of your pairs were getting slaughtered by this. They're not keeping up with Ethereum because Ethereum is just running away. So some of your coins might be looking great. Certainly if you look at like Luna, doing quite good in the BTC dominance because it's outperforming BTC. Because it's obviously going, the opposite way around, right? But it'll be the other way around for Ethereum because the Ethereum dominance is going up where the BTC dominance is going down, right? So if you look at that in reverse, it'll probably look a little bit different. It may not because it's going parabolic. Let me have a little look. Usually you need a bit of a flatty market for this to work out. Let's just see. Is it going down? No, it's not. It's still going up. So overall, Luna is performing against most of the market, but some of your altcoins will not be. They'll be just getting slaughtered essentially. Although over the last day, it's not been doing too well versus what it has been on. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it came down quite significantly actually. Let's have a little look at that. It's came down about 17% recently on the day chart. So compared to what the BTC pair has been doing, that's come down a little bit as well. Nowhere near as much. 13%. So you can see there's a bit of a difference there, right? So it's worth looking. It's worth looking at all your pairs. So this is a great thing as well. And I know I mentioned it before. If you are looking to grow your Ethereum and you've got a altcoin that you think that you could basically move it over into Ethereum, you can. You just need to look at the Ethereum pair, right? So don't just go 2 balls deep and look at this one and go, oh, cool. But for me, the USD pair will always do well versus what Bitcoin does, right? If BTC is about 80k, this will be reflected about probably 6k or whatever, give or take. Now, this is where the problem lies and where people get confused. You need to understand what pairs are and how they work, obviously utilizing that kind of metric. But for me, if you have got a load of Ethereum and you're not thinking about cashing out right now, well, I wouldn't say cash out all of it. I'd just say take a bit of partial profit, whether that is in USD or whether you want to just have a little bit of Bitcoin for the future. You can. Same with altcoins. You may go, well, I like that. I've grown a lot of Ethereum from it. I might just get some free Ethereum. Why not? You've got to play it tactically, which is why these dominance charts are important, but also why people get it wrong, why timing is important. Now, some people get the timing totally wrong by basically aping into certain things when you shouldn't be. Basically, aping into things when this is going up, essentially, with BTC, watching your altcoins bleed out for a bit in terms of that pair, even though you are making a little bit of USD. But sometimes it's better off holding Bitcoin alone. Same with Ethereum. You can do the exact same with Ethereum. You could lose Ethereum by doing it, right? Be careful. Anyways, that's today's video pretty much done. I don't want to go too much over it because it will confuse you. Remember, if the BTC dominance is going up, there's a high chance you could be losing some value because it's, the dominance is high versus when it goes down. When it goes down, as I've already showed you, you can get a lot of bang for your buck. Certainly if you look at the BTC pairs, what has been happening over the recent history, you can see on some of them, certainly on some of them. Matic, for example, BNB's been doing well. Solana's been doing all right recently. Polkadot's been having a good run in the summer. It's important to know.